Using these modular type systems that are easily broke down and moved around gives you the ability to have them in one location and then in another in a short period of time. Sometimes with zero programming changes or any modification needing to be done to the system at all. So you might have a system that's in Mexico that you need to ship to the US, right? Due to these tariff issues. So you ship that system to the US and start manufacturing in the US almost immediately. And then say, for instance, if tariffs go away, you can shift it back to Mexico and start deploying that system in Mexico very easily. And this is something that a lot of companies are not taking into account, and this is something that can really drive companies to thrive in business, honestly, because what they're able to do is shift around due to the different economics and different tariffs that we have within different countries. So say, for instance, in the US, we're struggling to employ people, then it might make sense that we move from Mexico to the US because we need to give more jobs to people here in the US. And maybe there's some incentives there for companies to employ people in the US. Maybe there's grants, or maybe there's just other business incentives for employing in the US. Again, right now it's tariffs. That's the big one, is tariffs. So by shifting around and having a system that has the ability to shift around, you just overall have more strength and more dynamics in your company because you're able to move these systems depending on how the economics of things are moving. And going into like the nitty and gritty about the tariffs, it's a lot cheaper to move an automated system from location to location and pay tariffs against it than it is to produce parts in a specific area. So let's say, for instance, you have a $1 million automation system and you want to move it from the US to Mexico, or Mexico to US, the cost of that tariff is going to be much, much less. And also, I'll get into some other things as well, but also your cost for producing a part that you're going to then ship to an automotive company. Let's say you're an automotive manufacturer and let's say you're producing seats. Then that seat is going to be produced in Mexico and then shipped across the border to the US. And with that being said, the total amount you're going to pay on tariffs is going to be much higher than the amount that you're going to pay on the automated system to ship to the US.